ho, ho. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Happy Hanukkah. Who else is fired up for the holiday season? Yeah, I thought so. Hey, welcome back. My name is Todd Durkin, the host of the Todd Durkin Impact Show. And today, man, I am going to reveal and share some things with you that you have not yet heard in all of 2023. And as I share my top 5 lessons of this year and even my biggest mistake, I want you to be thinking right now of your year as you reflect upon your 2023 good, bad, and different of some of the top lessons you've learned. As I'm sinking my teeth into my GSD Planner 2024, God Size Dreams Planner 2024, the first step that you need to do is look back and reflect and to go deep and to be grateful and thankful for all the things that have been and all the things that are going to be in 2024. And if you're anything like me, you're a little extra fired up, a little bit of extra juice in the tank, excited for 2024. But before we go there, I am really excited to share with you today on my lessons. So you better buckle up your bootstraps and get ready to rock and roll. I do want to share, when I reflect on this podcast, so many wonderful memories of this past year of 2023, 52 plus episodes this year alone, over 330 total episodes. That's a lot. That's a lot of episodes, and I'm really proud of the team for compiling them because, hey, it's one thing for my guests and me to do it. It's another thing for the team to actually do a world-class job in putting this together. So how about a round of applause for the TDE team that I'm so grateful for. Give them a shout out, clap them up. They sure deserve some extra holiday love, that is for sure. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be including a short compilation, 5 to 10 episodes coming up on Christmas Day. Now, truth be told, I don't need you to listen to it on Christmas Day. Spend the time with your family, but on Christmas Day, there'll be a short highlight tape, a compilation episode for you that you can listen to, enjoy, and glean from some of our highly rated top episodes of 2023. And I hope that you can tune in sometime between Christmas and New Year's to that. The one thing is, as I was reflecting on 2023, number one is I love podcasting. I love podcasting. It's one of the things that I most love to do. I love our guests that we get on the show. And number 3, I love you. I love our listeners. I love hearing from you. I love when I see a post or a share on one of the Instagram stories, or you share it with me on our text community. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And speaking of podcasts, in a minute, I'm going to share my lessons. But I do want to make sure you know what's coming up here because these next few weeks are crazy. You got my lessons today, and then next week's episode is going to be epic. Why? Well, because Pastor Jeremiah, one of my great friends, is going to be on the show next week. And I want to share with you and give a preview why. He was one of my big 5 for 2023 to have on this show right here. And just a couple weeks ago, he asked me if I could go back to chapel at Christian schools and speak at chapel. Normally I speak once a semester, twice a year at chapel. And I had already spoken this year at chapel, but a couple weeks ago he said, hey, we had a little bit of a scheduling conflict. I would love for you to come back. But when you come back this time, I'd like to interview you on stage in front of the 1,200 plus kids. I'm like, are you kidding me? Absolutely, I would love to. So buckle up. Next week's episode is going to be Pastor Jeremiah and me on stage at Christian schools. And it was so much fun to share body, mind, and of course, spirit up on stage in front of those students. And we always get great reviews when we share the Christian chapel services with you here on the episode. But Pastor Jeremiah, as you're going to hear today, is someone who's very special. And buckle up for next week. That's 332. I'm sorry, episode 333. Will be my interview with Pastor Jeremiah. 334 is going to be the compilation video. and all that you're doing for the compilation video. They're the top 5 to 10 episodes of 2023. And then you're going to have a New Year's Day, very special New Year's Day of what you're getting on New Year's Day is creating what will be an iconic 2024. And I'm so fired up for 2024 as I share not only what I'm excited for, but really challenge you to step into your best self here in 2024 on that. And lastly, between Christmas and New Year's, I got a little and then some. What would the Todd Durkin Impact Show be without some and then some? You've got some special episodes dropping in between, short, sweet, content-filled shows that are going to fuel you up in the last 5 days of the year or so, just to ensure that you are going to be fired up for 2024 on that. So, guys, if you are not signed up for my emails, now is the time. Go to todddurkin.com, todddurkin.com. Make sure you're signed up for the emails. Don't miss anything. We have so many great things coming up in 2024, and I don't want you to miss that. And along with the emails, many of you are already signed up for my text community. It's free. When you sign up for the text community, you're going to be getting some special motivational, inspirational, and aspirational messages. And if you are not yet signed up, please do that. All you need to do is text me. The number 619-304-2216. 619-304-2216. Text me, drop it in there. You're going to start getting some motivational, inspirational, and aspirational text from yours truly, so I can keep you fired up, not only to finish this year strong, but absolutely to go into 2024 on fire. Well, it's time. It's time for my lessons for 2023. And here we are just in the middle of 2023 now, in the middle of December, reflecting on the past year. And if you have started section 1 of your God-Sized Dreams Planner, section 1 of your annual strategic plan is a look back at 2023 and all the things that you have gleaned in 2023. And truth be told, I've got about 17 lessons that I have down. I'm not going to share all of them with you. I wanted to extract out the top 5 lessons with you. And if you got your God-Sized Dreams Planner in the middle of December, around December 15th, depending on when you're listening to this, you're going to have audio video number 2 drop for you who got the God-Sized Dreams Planner. And I'm going to share all of the lessons along with all of my answers to the entire annual strategic plan. But these are the juicy 5 lessons that I think you're going to learn some things in these lessons, because I've learned a few things this year as well. And when I say they're important, when I say they're juicy, when I say I'd love to know even one of your top lessons, 1, 2, or 3 lessons of what that is, which ones speak to you the most here? And I'm only sharing 5, but which one of the 5 is going to speak to you the most? I want to know, which one is it? So without further ado, my top 5 lessons of 2023. Are you ready? Let's go right now. All right, number 1, top lesson. And there's no particular order because all 5 of these lessons are important. But number 1 is about sharing your soul. You got to share your soul. If you want to make the biggest impact in life, you got to share the ugly stuff as well as the good stuff. What do I mean by that? Well, it comes back to this podcast right here. Guys, out of all the podcasts I have done, out of the 300 and now 332 episodes, there were no episodes like 301 through 306. 301 through 306 was my Reinvention Series. And the Reinvention Series episodes were ones that, well, when you really think back, if you have not yet listened to it, please go listen to episodes 301 through 306, the Reinvention Series, because in 301, it kicked it all off. It's about to get deep. And then 302, this nearly killed me, my deepest episode to date. Episode 303 was, and then my back broke. 304 is broken or blessed, and 305 is your scars become your strength. And then put the grand finale together about the Reinvention Series finale. What if you haven't even met you yet? Why do I share this? Because the lesson is I didn't want to share it. I didn't want to share it because it was ugly, man. It was an ugly few years of end of 2020 with a knee surgery. And then in the beginning of 2021, my back breaks. I spend all of 2021 doing everything I can do to battle through a back pain, an injury, and potential illuminating surgery of my back that broke me, absolutely broke me. And I didn't want to share it, but I needed to share it. And I shared it for several reasons. Number one, because I've always told you since episode number 1 that the Impact Show is going to be reals. It's going to be authentic. It's going to be genuine. I always promise that I'll show up as myself. Good, bad, or ugly, I'm showing up. And I've never missed one single Monday, not one Monday in over 5 years. And when I think about that, there's been some ugly times, and that was one of the tough times. Episode 301 through 306. My lesson here is sometimes you got to share your soul, even when it's ugly, because the reason why you need to is during that time, and ever since then, up until this very day, as you listen to it, the number of requests, shares, DMs that I get from you are through the roof. Hey, TD, I'm really battling right now. No one would know, and some of these names you know, how much of a struggle I'm in. Or, hey, some folks right now are battling mental disease, or physically, like me, with their back is broken, or their knees, or something's not right, and you're battling and you're fighting, and you're trying to be everything to everyone, and it's just not working out. And the DMs that are coming through fire me up. So when I think about the lesson here in 2023, I look back and reflect. You got to share your soul even when it's not always pretty. My friend, that was one of the top lessons that I've learned all along, because it's not easy. It is not easy when you got to share the ugly stuff. I'm very grateful today that I shared that back in May and June of this past year of 2023 in the Reinvention Series 301 through 306. Again, highly encourage you to go back and listen to it, because what I've realized is this: we're all men and women really trying to be the best version of ourselves, and this show was started to try to help you be the best version of you. And hopefully episodes 301 through 306, along with this one and any other one that you listen to, can help you be the best version of yourself as well, even when you got to share the ugly stuff. Number 2, buckle up. Buckle up. Speaking of sharing the ugly stuff, lesson number 2 is this. I have never shared this publicly on the podcast, and I deliberated whether I wanted to share it now in 2024. And I'm like, now is the time, because I want to make sure that in 2023 that I share everything that's going on. But it's about sleep. And I'm just going to get right to the punch. Guys, in June, July of 2023, after years, let me repeat, years of disrupted sleep and not sleeping well for years, even before the pandemic, not sleeping well, I was diagnosed with sleep apnea. Sleep apnea. My sleep apnea? What the heck? I can't have sleep apnea. Sleep apnea is for old guys. Sleep apnea is for if you're out of shape or you're overweight, or that's not me. Let me give you the backstory. For years and years and years during the pandemic, I wasn't sleeping because I was stressed like everybody else. You were stressed. I shared in 301 through 306 all the things I battled with my back and the business and all the things I was going through. And I didn't miss workouts because even though you're tired and you're hurt, you do everything you can to battle. Well, it got to the point where I was so fried and fatigued and exhausted and burnt out, literally, that Melanie would be telling me, I don't know, a couple times a month, hey, Todd, you stop breathing in the middle of the night. I'm like, what do you mean I stop breathing? I don't stop breathing in the middle of the night. And she would plead with me, you got to go get checked. I think you got sleep apnea. And again, my own selfish, dumb self would be like, I don't have sleep apnea. I'm good. But I'd be waking up every morning. And the first thing I would think of, guys, is I'm exhausted. When can I go back to bed tonight? That's me. The mind right maniac, the mind right maniac would be thinking at 5 a.m, man, I can't wait to go back to bed tonight. That was me. And I would attribute it to the pandemic, my back, my knees, surgery, stress, everything. And Melanie would be telling me, hey, Todd, like, I'm telling you, you stop breathing in the middle of the night. I'm like, I don't stop breathing. Honey, if you listen, I'm just very quietly, I'm just breathing quietly. You can't hear me. Like, I'd be making up all these excuses of what she was telling me. Well, fast forward. In April, May of this year, I go to an event down in Nashville, Tennessee. Rory Vaden has a very small event. 5 of us, only 5 of us. And Gabrielle Lyon was one of the folks of the 5, Dr. Gabrielle Lyon. I knew of her. We had a lot of mutual friends. But one of the aspects of this was we needed to share unequivocally what's going on physically, mentally, professionally, personally, like share where you're at and how we can help. And I did. And I started with how physically exhausted I am. And I'm putting a lot into the world, but I'm exhausted. And you know, I don't know what it is because I'm doing everything. Guys, in the last couple of years, I've done everything. And you've heard me on the podcast talk about some of the things I've done. I created an impact journal where you journal at night. Why? Because, well, if you journal at night and you turn your phone off an hour before you go to sleep and you journal and you amp up your personal care, it's going to help your sleep. These were all my solutions to try to get me to sleep better personally, and it would help. But when you have sleep apnea, it doesn't help. So this is what Gabrielle says to me. She said, hey, Todd, I read what you wrote to the group here. She goes, stick out your tongue. I stick out my tongue. She looks at my tongue. She looks at my ears. She says, how old are you? And I say, I'm 52. She goes, what size is your neck? I said, I'm a 17.5-inch neck. I'm like, why are you asking me these questions? She said, because you have sleep apnea. I'm like, what are you talking about? Sleep apnea. You asked me the size of my neck and you look at my ears and my mouth. And she goes, you have sleep apnea. And for the first time I listened, I said, well, what is sleep apnea? She said, you stop breathing at night for, it could be a couple times. It could be a couple hundred times. I don't know. You have to get tested. I'm going to get you tested. And Dr. Lyon is a physician. And she is someone who I've respected for a long time. I'll fast forward the story. I get tested when I get home for sleep apnea. You're not going to believe this because I didn't believe it. I get tested for sleep apnea, and the doctor says, Todd, you stopped breathing last night 120 times for somewhere between 20 to 52 seconds. I'm trying to do the math. I'm like, wait a second. I stopped breathing for 20 to 52 seconds, 120 times at night in the 6 hours and 10 minutes that I slept? He said, yes. That's why you're exhausted, and it's been going on for years. Imagine you're holding a brick above your head in your pool, and you're treading water for 6 hours and 10 minutes, and about 20 times an hour, you stop breathing for 20 to 52 seconds. That's what you feel like every darn day. You have sleep apnea. Oh my gosh, what? Guys, I don't know right now as you listen to this, if you're like, what? I'm just telling you this. If you have a 17.5-inch neck or bigger, whether you're 30, you're 50, or you're 70, and you're not sleeping, or you're waking up and you're exhausted and you're saying, man, I'm stressed. Yeah, I got this. Maybe you are stressed, and maybe you have all the things I had on my plate. But if you have sleep apnea, you need to get checked, because here's the lesson of it all in number 2. And I'm going to come back in 2024 and I'll get Gabrielle on here and we'll do an episode, but I needed to share with you in 2023 because when they said I needed a CPAP machine and I get the CPAP machine, I start wearing it. I wore it on the night before I went to Idea World in July of 2023. And I got to tell you, when I woke up the next morning, for the first time in years, and I'm saying I don't even remember, I felt so amazing. I felt like myself, and I said to myself, oh my God, I'm back. I feel like me. I haven't said that in years. I'm not saying that's you. I'm just saying, as someone who has sleep apnea, what I have discovered and doing a lot of research in the last 6 months on it is you can't do anything. You can't do journaling, working out, chamomile. You can't do anything on your pillow. You can't do anything if you have sleep apnea other than get it treated. And the way you get it treated, one of the best ways is having a CPAP, or you can have surgery, but you get a CPAP machine and that helps you. And since that day and night, I haven't missed one night with my CPAP machine. I travel with it. I go everywhere with it. You might be like, what? Are you kidding me? Yes. Why? Because you always hear me talk about how important sleep is, But if you have apnea, it don't matter. Maybe the biggest and best lesson I've learned in 2023 is you got to get tested. Don't be a knucklehead like me when your wife is like, you stop breathing in the middle of the night, or you snore. If you snore, that's one sign. If you snore, and sometimes you wake yourself up like what happened? That could be a sign. Again, I'm going to come back on this, but if you snore and if you wake yourself up and you have a 17.5-inch neck or bigger and you're 50 or older, you could be 30, but if you're 50 and older, and maybe you don't have to be overweight, but if you are overweight, that makes you even more likely to have apnea, where let's just say this: if you get tested, it's easy to get tested. Because why? Some of you the last few months, you're like, TD, what have you been doing? Your energy's been a little bit more electric. You look like you're fitter. I'm sleeping. I'm sleeping again for the first time in years. I'm sleeping well, like I should be sleeping. And even though I'm not sleeping 8-9 hours, the 6 or 7 hours last night on my CPAP machine, it said I slept for 6 hours and 10 minutes and I had 0.2 episodes. 0.2, not 20, not 50, not 120 episodes in evening for 20 to 52 seconds per episode. 0.2 episodes. Guys, I'm just telling you this as my lesson. I feel like me again. I can't even say like I feel new again, because I do, but I feel like me again. And guess what? My health, I feel vibrant. I can work out again and feel like me, and I can pump the way I want to pump and get out and do the things I want, versus I'll go work out, but man, I feel like I am going to caffeinate up and overly caffeinate and do everything I can because you're trying to suck it up and just be that mind right maniac. Yeah, guess what? When you get to sleep and you do all those things, watch out, world. My lesson is simply get your sleep tested if you have any of those symptoms. More to come in 2024. But for me, I needed to share that with you because I don't want another month to go by that if you're not sleeping and you got stress, you got all these things going on. And that is all true. And you have to address them. And yes, you got to journal. Yes, you got to make sure you cut the phones off a half hour to an hour off before. All of those things I've always preached, do it. But if you got apnea, you better check it and you better get treated. Thank you, Dr. Gabrielle Lyon, for prompting me, making me go to the doctor here in Diego to get tested and to navigate this, because now that I am using the CPAP machine, when I say 2024, watch out. The last 3 months takes about a month or two to start to feel like you again. So the time September, October rolled around, now it's kicking in. Let me tell you what, 2024, buckle up your bootstraps, boys and girls, because it's going to be on like Donkey Kong. So, number three of all of it is, and this is going to go back to a little bit of the Rory Vaden aspect I was just sharing, but a completely different topic. When I was down there for this immersive 3 days with these 5 people, and we spent going deep. And one of the questions that I've asked you on podcasts, but really stem from Rory Vaden, and what he was doing is he asked me and the 4 others about what is your divine uniqueness? What is your divine uniqueness? Now, sometimes it's easy to tell others what their divine uniqueness is, but when I ask you what is your divine uniqueness and you have to put it into 1 or 2 words, what is that? And frankly, for me, with the many different roles I have, I couldn't put it into just 1 word at the time. And I had some sleepless nights. Maybe it was the apnea, or maybe it was my mind busy and thinking, and I was really searching. But when I got home to San Diego from Nashville, it was 2 or 3 days later after some, let's call them very divine interviews with Pastor Jeremiah, that it was revealed to me at 2:37 in the morning one night that my divine uniqueness was as a mindset coach. I'm a coach. You laugh like, of course you're a coach, Todd. Of course, that's what mindset is. You're a mindset coach. But when you have multiple things that you love to do, I share with you, I love podcasting, I love coaching, I love speaking, I love family time, I love leading, I love these things. But when you look at that divine uniqueness that you have, and I ask you, what is your divine uniqueness? What I've also learned in this process, because through these last 6 months and this last year of 2023, you gotta constantly grow, learn, and evolve. Grow, learn, and evolve. Because when I look at even this past year and earlier this year, I started my Impact X high performance coaching program for non-fit pros. That was to serve and coach people who are non-fit pros. And we'll be doing more of that in 2024. My mastermind coaching group for fit pros has grown. We've had some epic retreats. Whitefish, Montana in April, and right here in San Diego in October. And we've had incredible meetings and just growth in there. And then in September, we launched our Impact Life Coaching Program. Our life coaching program, you'll be hearing more of that in 2024. But you gotta continually grow, learn, and evolve. So when I ask you, what is your divine uniqueness? Can you put that into 1 word or a series of 2 or 3 words of this is who I am? This is my divine uniqueness. And one of the lessons I learned is not only, of course, hey, this is my divine uniqueness, and you got to hang your hat on what you love to do the most. When I'm showing up to speak as a keynoter, I'm a coach who loves to speak. When I am doing anything I do as a podcast, I am a coach who podcasts. I love coaching you and asking you, hey, what are the 5 lessons you've learned this year in 2023? What are the things that most move your soul? What are the things that are going to fire you up for 2024 as you dive into your God-sized dreams planner 2024? As I coach you, I realize my divine uniqueness as a mindset coach is I love to lead people, whether it's here at the gym at Fitness Quest 10, any of my masterminders gyms, if it's speaking, if it's podcasting, I love to coach. What do you love to do? And do more of what you love to do. And when you do that, your soul will sing and you'll go deeper and deeper and deeper on that. So number 3 is all about that, your divine uniqueness. Thank you, Rory Vaden, for asking me that question in that manner and allowing me to think about, man, like, let's go deeper and deeper. And 2024 as it comes, when I said I'm excited, Buckle up. Masterminders, buckle up. Impact extras, buckle up. Life coaches, buckle up. 2024, gonna be a little cray-cray. That's all I'm gonna say. Hey, it is indeed the most wonderful time of the year. Well, wonderful time of the year also means it's a great time to do your God-sized Dreams Planner 2024's annual strategic plan. Guys, the annual strategic plan is a must-do. A must-do. Why? Because it's going to help you frame up the best, most iconic 2024 that you can possibly have. Now, please understand this. The God-Sized Dreams Planner 2024 is two things. You have your annual strategic plan, and you could do that at any time of the year, but it's really important to do it in December and January right now. Do it now. That's going to allow you to not only reflect and look back on 2023 and look at your lessons learned, but it's also going to allow you to look at 2024 and those goals that you want to accomplish this year and beyond in your life. I promise you, the God-Sized Dreams Planner 2024 is going to significantly impact your life. Now, once January 1st, 2024 hits, the God-Sized Dreams Planner 2024 is also your entire calendar and planner for the year. That's right. It's right here as I hold it. Why? Well, because it's got your 10 forms of wealth, your 3 and 30, every single week and every single day with your to-do list, your notes, your reminders from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. That's right. Your God-Sized Dreams Planner has all of that, including my top podcasts, my top reads, beside mine, of course, and all of the things that are going to help you frame up and do and be a great year. My friends, pick it up today. The God-Sized Dreams Planner. All you got to do is go to todddurkin.com. todddurkin.com. When you go there and you check it out, I promise you it is going to be one of the best moves that you can make all year long. Number 4 of 5. I'm only going 5 today. Number 4 is all about family time. Family time is precious. The 4th of 5 is family time is precious. Why is that a lesson, Todd? Well, because my middle son, Brady, went to college. I'm realizing, man, my oldest child is now, he's a junior in college. Cray. That's crazy. He's playing football in college and doing his thing at Davidson. And then Brady goes off to High Point, North Carolina. I got 2 in North Carolina on that. And then I got my daughter, McKenna. She's 15. She's a sophomore in high school. And I'm thinking to myself deep down, like, man, I got 2 years left. And as I've been coaching here, I coached girls lacrosse. Girls lacrosse. Yeah, me. I don't know anything about girls lacrosse. Just so y'all know, girls lacrosse, completely different sport than boys lacrosse. I helped the boys with boys lacrosse. I didn't coach them, but I know a little bit more about boys lacrosse now. Girls lacrosse, I coached girls lacrosse. Let me just say this. I'll just say I was the strength and conditioning coach for the girls lacrosse team, and I was learning about girls lacrosse as a coach. You'll laugh, but I got to tell you this, family time is precious. And the week that we had in Whitefish, Montana this summer as a family, relaxing, enjoying, and doing some water skiing and just getting some great time in the great park. I know this family time is precious, and a lesson that I'll never take for granted is 2023, we've had some great moments. And here in the last couple of weeks, as Luke and Brady come home from college, I know it's going to be as precious as ever. My question to you is, with your family, whether you have kids or not, young or old, is family time is precious. Let's never take for granted that time. And for me, I just know that as a lesson, I will never take it for granted. And I'm going to prioritize it here as I'm looking at my God-Sized Dreams Planner 2024 with what's to come. It starts, as my man Wayne Cotton would say, with your mellow yellow time. Put in your mellow yellow time, put in your trips, your vacations, and the time you're going to have with family first, because I'll load it up with a bunch of business trips and speaking events and everything else of no, when are you going to get your time with your family? Put it in now. This is dropping what, 11th? sometime between December 11th and the end of the year, prioritize when are you going to get your time with your family. And the last, number 5, and there is, again, no order to this. All of it is important. But when I look back at 2023 and some of my top lessons, it's going to go to Pastor Jeremiah, because I am so grateful and indebted for what he teaches me on a regular basis. And it has to do with this. My lesson with Pastor Jeremiah is get outside your comfort zone. Get outside your comfort zone. I can hear his voice telling me right now is to get outside your comfort zone. And here's the lesson why. In 2023, as it comes to a conclusion, as I start to ask you about the big questions coming up, I'll share on Jan 1. And of course, in your GSD planner is, what's your theme for 2024? What are the big 5 for 2024? And all these things I'm be asking you in the planner is, when you reflect upon your lessons here, get outside your comfort zone. It was earlier this year, May of 2023, when, man, a lot happened in May, when Pastor Jeremiah asked me after one of our training sessions if I would speak to his church, Shadow Mountain Church and Turning Point Ministries, and do the Father's Day message. I don't know if you've been asked any tough questions this year where it's one of those questions that you have to stop and really think about. Can I do this? I don't know if this is the right thing. I really want to do it, but I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I'm in a position to do that. And I told Pastor Jeremiah that I needed to think and pray about it over the weekend. And it was the same week that I was talking about divine uniqueness that he said, you've been challenging me for years now to get outside my comfort zone. And now I'm going to get you outside your comfort zone. And I'm going to challenge you to come on Father's Day to speak and preach in front of my congregation at Shadow Mountain Church and to do the Father's Day message. And that weekend, some things happened, including that waking up at 2:37 in the morning and the divine uniqueness and some, I'll just call them signs from above that said, you got to, on Monday, tell them you'll do it. And on Monday, I told them I'd do it. And several weeks later, here I am speaking 3 services, bless his heart. The energy that this man has is incredible to do 3 services every Sunday. I just love it. Was to go there and speak at Father's Day. Get outside your comfort zone. And then he asked me to come speak on his Alaskan cruise with 1,000 people, which planted a seed. And I'm speaking there. I'm like, man, I need to do more of this. So probably not 2024, but in the future, let's have a little cruise. Let's have a little cruise where we go even deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. Get outside your comfort zone, my friends. And then most recently, he has been a huge example. And he shared this publicly about his own health challenges, that pretty much Labor Day weekend when he had a little bit of a health setback. And it was the same week his book was launching. And his book is right now like number 9 on the bestseller list for 2023 overall. And you think about, man, how is this even possible? He's having a setback physically, and he's like, Todd, the devil's trying to take me out of the game. I did that podcast a while back on that, just last month. The devil's trying to take me out of the game. And I think about get outside your comfort zone and continue to push and challenge yourself to be the best that you can possibly be. I'm just going to tell you this. For me, is get outside your comfort zone. In 2024, how are you going to get outside your comfort zone? What is it you're going to do to get outside your comfort zone? Because when I look at 2023, one of the top lessons was for me to get outside my comfort zone. And some of the things I'm working on right now in December of 2023, as I frame up 2024, it's downright scary. It's downright scary to be working on some of the things like, I don't know how I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And I'll share in a few weeks of some of the things that I'm really putting in God's hands to say, hey, this is what I'm going to do. I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't know who's going to sign up. I don't know how many are going to sign up. But if God is telling me to do this, I'm going to be obedient and I'm going to do it. And that's what I'm learning from Pastor Jay. And when I say get outside your comfort zone, it was a top lesson in 2023 that I'm going to use into 2024. My friends, I hope that helps. I hope that helps you when you think about your lessons, whatever they are. And I hope that you can share one of them. Please share one of them and say, TD, I really enjoyed your top 5 lessons of 2023. When I share about, my biggest mistake of 2023, my biggest mistake, you'll laugh, but it was probably me for so many years not listening to my wife, Melanie, not listening to her about the sleep thing, of her telling me for 2 years of, hey, go get tested. You got to get tested. And, I know you got a lot going on, but go get tested for apnea. And I'm like dismissing her like, no, I don't have sleep apnea. That's for old dudes. You laugh, but I think the biggest mistake, and I know better, was I didn't listen to her, and I should have listened to her way earlier. And fortunately, then I listened to a doctor, a physician, and ended up, as I shared in number 2, is doing that. I don't know what your biggest mistake of 2023 was, but when I think about the years that I lost, the other thing I thought about with a sleep apnea type thing is, my dad died when he was 58 years old, 1992, there was no doubt my dad had sleep apnea. There's no doubt. And it's called the silent killer. But I think about, man, if they knew back then what they know now, when they say the silent killer, it's kind of funny that after I found out I had sleep apnea, between the few weeks between getting diagnosed and getting my CPAP machine, I honestly felt like, man, I think my heart hurts. Like, I feel like I'm more fatigued than normal. And you feel all these things. Don't wait. Don't wait to get tested on this, because I wish I listened to my wife, Melanie, a lot earlier than I did. And I'm glad it wasn't so big of a mistake that I just didn't keep doing it and I didn't share it with anyone else. And I had Dr. Lyon walk into my life and insist that I needed to get tested, and I did. So I'm not sure what your biggest mistake was, and whether it's personal, it's professional. Know this, that every mistake can be corrected, and every lesson can be learned and gleaned so that you can then go use it as fuel for 2024 and beyond. So my friends, thank you. Thank you so much. Please share with me. I want to know, which lesson did you learn the most from and spoke to you the most? And I want to know, please, one of your top 5. Can you please share that with me? These next 2 weeks are full of holidays and family and a lot of just off-kilter schedules. And go back to even episode 331, last week's, listening to the hacks that you can use in these few weeks with the holidays going on. But please amp up your fitness right now. Amp it up. Let's not wait till Jan 1. And don't worry, on January 1st, I got a massive challenge that's going to kick off on January 1st. But let's not wait until then. How about here on December 15th, and between the 15th and the 24th, amping it up as well? That's number 1. Number 2, get some downtime. Yeah. Put down your mellow yellow time for the next couple weeks. Get it down. And yes, don't forget to fill it in for 2024 with your vacations and your family trips and everything else. But even in these next few weeks, do allow for some downtime mentally. And then lastly, and I'm going to say this till I'm blue in the face, but if you have not yet gotten your GSD Planner 2024, your God-Sized Dreams Planner 2024, now is the perfect time to do your annual strategic plan. It will make a huge impact on not only the rest of this month of December and looking back, but even more importantly, it's going to frame up what is going to be one heck of a iconic 2024 year. So get that and get working on it now. Don't wait. Don't delay. I promise you, it is going to be one of the best moves that you can make all year long. So my friends, thank you. Thank you for listening to my biggest mistake of 2023. I'm sorry, Melanie. I'm sorry. I'll do a better job listening in 2024. And of course, my top 5 lessons. Maybe they spoke to you, maybe they didn't, but hopefully at least one of them did. And if they did, please share it with me this week. Without further ado, have an incredible holiday season. And until next time, remember, train hard, eat right, live inspired, and go create impact. Yoo-hoo! Yeah. Hey, I got some important news for you. I don't want you to be like everyone else. So guess what? I have a unique challenge for you from December 15th to the 24th. Wait, Christmas Eve? Yeah, for you. I don't want you to be like anyone like, hey, we'll just go out shopping and you're so busy you can't do it. We're going to step up to the 10 days holiday workout and gratitude challenge. That's right. Hey, my friends over at Carnison and Caged, they came to me like, hey, TD, we got an idea. We don't want to fit the norm where this is the lowest workout phase across all 365 days. We want people to ramp up and amp up. I'm like, hey, that's a great idea. So this is what we got cooking, and I want you to be part of it. So this is what you got to do. And just so you know, with the holiday festivities in full swing, many people are out of the routines, not you. So from December 15th to December 24th, here's what I like you to do. You got to work out every day. Journal every day. I just talked about the power of journaling. You got to journal every day, 5 to 10 minutes. That's it. And you can take all of the supplements that you need to take to make sure that you're amped up and ramped up. And that's including my friends over at Carnison, beta-alanine, and Caged. Thank you so much. Here's what I want you to do. When you sign up, you got to do some posting on your Instagram. Cool. I'll repost it. Don't worry about that. And then when you do, I'm going to be gifting out a few things. A gray hoodie? Of course, it's the holidays. I'm giving away an Impact Gray hoodie. Carnison is get the swag bag, a swag bag, and it's going to have Caged in it as well. So you get an additional swag bag. I know some of you may even re-gift it because you're all loaded up with Carnison anyway, but you can do what you want with it. And of course, a Caged gift certificate. So if you want a gift certificate, man, it's going to be an unbelievable time. All you got to do is make sure you get going and sign up and like, hey, I want to be in that from December 15th to December 24th. Christmas Eve, you're allowed to move on Christmas Eve. No, let's be different and let's move on Christmas Eve and get after it. So you got journaling, you got working out, and it is going to be one heck of a 10-day holiday workout and gratitude challenge. So there you have it, my friends. I can't wait to get rocking and rolling with this. Thank you, Carnison. Thank you, Caged, for coming to me like, TD, we can't be average. No, we can't be average. So get after it. And I'm telling you what, when you're part of this challenge, it is going to be awesome. Check it all, the details over on my Instagram page. I'll share it all there. All you got to know is this. Between December 15th and December 24th, I want you working out every single day. And between December 15th and December 24th, I want you journaling 5 to 10 minutes. If you want the Impact Journal, go ahead and get it. You don't have to have that, but I do want you journaling, and I want you taking all your supplements, including the Carnison beta-alanine, of course, by Caged, and it's going to help you amplify your results so that you're stronger, you're bigger, you're faster, you're ready to rock and roll. There you have it. Get involved the 15th to the 24th. Thanks, peace, God bless, and I'll see you on the other side. You thought I left. You thought I left at that? No. Hey, real quick, don't forget, sign up. I shared it at the beginning. I want you to sign up right now. You got 2 options. Do them both. You got to sign up for my text community and the email. I don't want you to miss any of these great things going on over the holidays, including some of the big things coming up for 2024. If you're not yet signed up for the email list, hop over to todddurkin.com, todddurkin.com. It's 3 Ds in there, TODDDURKIN. toddurkin.com. And then over on my text community, all you have to do is hop on your phone, text me. And the number is 619-304-2216. 619-304-2216. Text me. Yes, it is me on the other side. You can ask questions. You can share a comment about the podcast. Anything you like, whatever you text, I will see it and I will respond. So take action today. Get on the email list so I can send you some great content for you in 2024 and beyond. And of course, right now, sign up for my text community at 619-304-2216.